LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers have hit rock bottom. Harden for MVP, the Boston Celtics are scheming in 9 games of NBA action. That's what we gotta talk about today, so let's go. Yo, what is up guys? It's me, Zachary, back bringing you some more daily NBA news. You guys already know that you are the real MVPs, and hey, if this is your first time here, if you just stumble across the channel, then welcome. We are so glad that you could join us today. But we do have some things to talk about from yesterday, so let's just get right into it. But first, I do have to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of this video, SeatGeek. And what is this, like my 50th time recommending SeatGeek? So I'm gonna just make this short, sweet, and simple. Get the app. It's the best ticket purchasing app on the market. On top of the already great prices, you get $20 off when you use my promo code SDC on your first order. You get to see the seats you buy before you buy them. It has everything you could want, so get the app if you plan on getting tickets anytime soon. I'll have the links down in the description box below so you can check it out. But now with that out the way, let's just get into everything that went down yesterday. It was a nice little run of like a week that we had without having to talk about the Titanic of the NBA. This is so bad. I know since all of you watch YouTube clearly, that throughout the week you saw how heavily the NBA was promoting this game, the Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Houston Rockets. And with all the promoting, all the hype around it, you thought that, hey, this must be a pretty good game. I'm sure the NBA thought that this was going to be a pretty good game. A game that would have the fans at the edge of their seats, unwilling to look away from their screens for a split second out of fear that they would miss something huge. And in a way, yeah, it did keep the fans' attention. It kept my attention at least, but not for the way it was intended to. It was like watching something so tragic, so terribly awful, that even though it was painful to watch, you just couldn't look away. 120-88, the final score in this massacre. And after the game, I mean, of course, no one in the Cavs locker room was happy, and you can already imagine that LeBron James wasn't too thrilled either, as he said that the Cavs should not even be allowed to play on national TV anymore.
Just at a loss for words, actually. 0-8 on national television. They should take us off every national televised game for the rest of the season. We haven't played good ball, and we get our butts kicked every game we play on national television. So, it's a loss of words.
And on top of that, when he was asked, since look, the Cavs finally hit rock bottom, if this could be a turning point for the team, he basically said that he doesn't know and that he doesn't have the answers. He made the he doesn't have the answers part perfectly clear.
There's been so many moments that could be rock bottom or turning points. Maybe this is what it'll be to snap them out of it. We're at the All-Star break almost now.
I don't know, Jason. I don't have an answer for you. I don't know. I don't have an answer for you.
But most importantly, the most important thing I think he said in this interview was this right here. He was asked whether or not he's starting to doubt if they can turn this around, and this is what he said.
You're starting to doubt whether this is fixable?
No, doubt doesn't creep into my head too much. But it is what it is. I don't think we're playing good ball. The lineups that we have on the floor at times are not meshing together or not playing well together. So that's just the reality of it. But as far as doubt, I have too much doubt in my head, too much.
All that stuff about doubt not entering his mind, that's whatever. But the part that caught my attention is we have lineups on the floor that aren't working. Players on the floor that don't play well together. Right out the rip, that tells me a couple of things. First off is that some players in the Cavs don't get along, but that's not new news. And secondly is maybe he doesn't agree with the lineups that the head coach, Tyronn Lue, is using. Tyronn Lue is the person responsible for putting the lineups out that he puts out. And according to LeBron James, it doesn't sound like the lineups are working and something needs to change, yet nothing has really changed. Most of us fans knew that if we had our way, Tyronn Lue would have been out of a job a few months ago. David Black got fired around this time of the season a couple of years back, and that Cavs team back then wasn't nearly as big of a mess as this Cavs team right now. So the question is, why on earth does Tyronn Lue still have his job? That is a fantastic question, and a question all of us fans will have to continue to ask ourselves, as after the Cavs got desolated by the Houston Rockets last night, a representative, an executive of the Cleveland Cavaliers made this statement: "We are not firing our head coach. You don't have to fire him, but how about a demotion? Make him the mascot or the guy that cleans up the wet spots on the court in the game. You don't have to fire him if you really don't want to fire him for some reason, but there is no reason for him to be the head coach right now." You look at all the other great teams in the NBA and they all have at least one thing in common: a fantastic coach. The Warriors have Steve Kerr, the Spurs have Popovich, Brad Stevens, Dwayne Casey. The Miami Heat might not be one of the elite teams in the league, but they're still a competitive team because of Eric Spoelstra. I could go on and on. There are tons of other great coaches doing great things in the NBA. And then you look at the Cavs and they have Tyronn Lue. I just want to know, what on earth has he done? I've seen coaches get fired for a lot less. What on earth has Tyronn Lue done? Someone tell me that, and please do not say, well, he led the Cavs to an NBA championship. That man did not lead the Cavs to a championship. LeBron James and Kyrie Irving got the Cavs a championship. This just doesn't make any sense. How bad does it need to get before something changes? Low key, I think the Celtics might have had all of this planned from the very beginning. From the very moment that they offered Isaiah Thomas and the draft pick in exchange for Kyrie Irving, they knew that trade would destroy the Cavs from the inside and weaken them so they could take them down and make the NBA Finals. Last year, I don't think they truly believed that they could beat Cleveland. I don't think anyone really believed that. That's why they waited till after the season to make all of their moves. This year, that hasn't been the case though. They already signed Greg Monroe for the rest of the season, and he's going to fill their need for some post scoring and also some rebounding off the bench. And now they're also still going aggressively after guys to improve their scoring off the bench. Reports came out yesterday saying that Boston is still in pursuit of Tyreke Evans, but they're also interested in trading for Lou Williams as well. And if they get either of those guys, it really might be over for Cleveland. And I think they've already put their plan into motion that will land them one of those guys. Because we also got reports yesterday saying that the Celtics would trade Marcus Smart for a first-round draft pick, which at first I thought was very odd, because if they're trying to make the finals, how would they give up one of their key rotation guys for a draft pick? But then I thought about it, put 2 and 4 together, and bang, it's simple. They want to get the draft pick for Smart so they can flip it in a package for Evans or Williams. We already know that both the Grizzlies and Clippers are looking for a first-round draft pick for those guys, and every team has a first-round draft pick to give up. But since there's so many teams interested in trading for those guys, it's gonna take more than just a first-round draft pick. So the Celtics figure, look, we'll get a pick for Marcus Smart, then we'll use that pick plus one of our own first-round draft picks for either Tyreke Evans or Lou Williams. Like I said, every single team has a first-round draft pick to offer, but how many of them would be willing to offer 2 first-round draft picks? Celtics trying to use their smarts. Get it? Because they're trying to trade Smart for... Yeah. This is no surprise that if it were up to Chris Paul, James Harden would already be holding the MVP trophy right now, as he just said this. A dynamic guard like that, a guy who can score and pass, do whatever. I think he showed everybody why he's going to be the MVP. Not even going to be close, even though Chris Paul pretty much has to because he is James Harden's teammate. But that being said, he's right. I don't think it's even close right now either. Harden was already the front runner, and then he had that 60-point triple-double. Is it close? I just can't see anyone else catching Harden in the MVP race right now, unless they have some type of historic, miraculous second half to their season. But that's gonna do it for all the news from yesterday. So now I wanna hear your take on it with today's question of the day. And that question is this: do you guys think the Cleveland Cavaliers are still going to make the NBA Finals this year? Why will they, or why won't they? Let me know down in the comment section below. But now let's take a look at what you guys said yesterday. And yesterday I asked you guys who you think will get traded next, and here is what you said. I think the next player to be traded will be Tyreke Evans to the Celtics. The Celtics have been interested in him for a while, and I think Danny Ainge will trade Marcus Smart and a first rounder for Tyreke. The Thunder have to trade for Avery Bradley or someone else. There's no way Sam Presti won't find a way. Tyreke Evans is my pick to get traded next, and as for Avery Bradley, I know the Thunder are looking into it. I'm sure they're going to pressure the Clippers to trade him, but like I said yesterday, it's the Clippers. No one really knows what it is that they're trying to do. And for all we know, they might not even be interested in trading Avery Bradley, even though they should be. Don't forget to leave your answers for today's question of the day down in the comment section below. But now let's take a real quick look at the games from last night. Tobias Harris and Avery Bradley made their debuts for the Clippers yesterday. Bradley was but Tobias Harris looked really good. Gonna miss him for the Pistons. 24 points on 10 of 19 shooting. And also Danilo Gallinari, played like he was supposed to have been playing all year long. He scored 24 points on 8 of 14 shooting and also grabbed 9 rebounds. Clippers win 113-103. Speaking of the Clippers, the Pistons played as well yesterday, and they are now 2-0 with their new star, Blake Griffin. He did struggle a bit with his shot last night, saying after the game that he was fatigued from the move and everything that happened this week, but he showed up when it mattered the most. Made 2 huge plays down the stretch to get the Pistons the 111-107 win over the Heat. Andre Drummond, though, became the first player since Hakeem Olajuwon to record at least 20 points, 20 rebounds, 4 steals, and 4 blocks in the same game. Dude is a monster. And the Wizards got another win without John Wall, 115-98 over the Magic, their 4th straight win. And now it looks like they might be the ones to snag the 3rd seed from the Cavs. They're only a half game behind Cleveland. Otto Porter Jr. continues to show that given the opportunity, he can be way more than just a 3-and-D player. He had 20 points and 5 assists, and Bradley Beal also continues to shine for Washington. Steve Kerr said after the Warriors beat the Kings the other night that they are exhausted and cannot wait till the All-Star break, and it kind of looked like they were exhausted last night, but that's not to discredit the Nuggets. Look, Denver played a really good game and came up with a 115-108 win. Will Barton was the guy for the Nuggets last night. Seems like every game, someone different steps up for them. He scored 25 while Durant had 31 for Golden State. Anthony Davis played great. He dropped 38. Nikola Mirotic made his debut and played really well off the bench. He scored 18 and grabbed 12 rebounds, but none of that mattered as the Wolves won 118-107. Jimmy Butler did a little bit of everything with 30 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists, while Karl Anthony Towns held his own against AD with 22 points and 16 rebounds. Joel Embiid played his first ever back-to-back game, and the Sixers lost 100-92 to the Pacers. Still though, this is a great sign that all the resting and other nonsense should be coming to an end soon with Embiid. Oladipo and Bogdanovic both tallied 19 for Indy. Donovan Mitchell set this game out with flu-like symptoms, so hopefully he feels better soon. But Ricky Rubio, I don't know how I would feel if he lit my Pistons up like he did the Spurs. He scored 34 points and dished out 9 assists, and the Jazz upset 120-111 win over San Antonio. And lastly, the Mavericks bested the Kings. Loser of this game would have officially held the worst record in the West, and I guess Dallas didn't want that title. 106-99 the final score. Harrison Barnes with 18 points. That wraps up all the action from last night though. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to smack that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more daily NBA news, as well as join the quest to 200K. Hashtag a million a year. Remember to vote for the player of the day, but also remember the only players whose team won are eligible to win player of the day. And yesterday, that player was none other than Anthony Davis and his 43 points and 10 rebounds. Thank you once again for watching. I'll see all of you right back here tomorrow for more NBA news. But until then, I'm out of here.